Hi, my name is Dana, and I will be doing my informative speech on Oscar fish. Here is my audience. So, Oscar fish are freshwater tropical cichlid, uh, native to various rivers and waterways located in the Amazonian basin in South America. I think I said that right. Large cichlid freshwater fish, Oscars, are more intelligent, playful, as well as not for the beginner fish keeper compared to average pet fish. They get around 10 to 14 inches, which is pretty big in captivity. It's about, they get like this, but they're not like skinny fish. They're just large, bulky fish. And they also can weigh up to 3 pounds, so they get very heavy and very large for a at-home pet fish. There are many different variations of Oscar cichlids, including tiger, albino tiger, red albino, veal-tailed, red lutino, wild Oscar, and a rare species called lemon Oscar, which are a bright yellow coloring. There are also many water requirements for these fish, including you have to have a certain pH, and these ones require a neutral pH, a hardness of 15 dgH, and the temperature of the water should be around 74 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The aquarium size is limited to 55 to 65 gallons per Oscar fish, but personally I would recommend 65 probably per Oscar fish because they do get very large. I was surprised how large they are because I have an Oscar fish myself. They also live a long life, need a proper diet, and this includes bloodworms, fish flakes, pellets, frozen feeder fish. I would not recommend feeding them live fish because that can actually make them more aggressive. So I would not recommend that. They also can be fed brine shrimp, crickets, worms, and they're also omnivores. So in the wild, they probably eat, I don't know, just anything that's like vegetarian. They pretty much eat anything. You can't even keep plants in a tank because they will just eat them. So they also, compared to other fish, well, I'm going to read a quote about them from Pet Ponder. As compared to other fish in the tank, an Oscar displays a sense of purpose in its movements. It does not swim aimlessly or dash around madly like barbs or donios, which are just other kinds of fish that you can see at pet stores. They just kind of swim around and dart around, kind of not with no. They don't seem like they're thinking of where they want to go. And like I said before, personally, I have an Oscar fish, and it changed the way I portray pet fish. And this is because they show more personality and they show more intelligence through the way they swim. And as I said before, most swim around randomly and just dart all over the place. And Oscars will even watch their owners. Like when I walk near my fish, he kind of seems like he's just watching me and looking like where I am. Like he'll follow me everywhere. And also an interesting thing is that they get grumpy. Like if I do a water change, he'll sit at the bottom just kind of sulking, and he won't eat. He gets like annoyed that I move his surroundings and I change his water. So they have personality, which I never thought really fish had. I don't know, just because I think like goldfish or fish like that. Um, and Oscars are also known to be affectionate at times because some owners will actually pet their fish, which I don't really personally recommend because when you pet them, it kind of takes their outer coating off, and that kind of protects their skin and their scales. But owners will actually touch them, and they'll kind of let them touch them and pet them, and they, I guess, like it. I personally have not experienced that myself, but people have said that they can pet them. And Pet Ponder explains that the Oscar is known to be able to recognize its owners, it can be considered for adoption as a pet, just like the dog. That's probably why it's also known as the river dog. And yeah, the Oscars are also known as river dogs because, like this quote said, um, they kind of act, they have personality. They kind of act like a dog in a way. Um, Oscars may even play as well. You can try putting a ping pong ball in their tank, and they may play around with it. And, you know, just swim around with it and kind of bouncing around their tank in a way. It's cool to watch. Whereas most fish, you put a ping pong ball in, and they'll just kind of just ignore it. They don't even. They just keep swimming around. So it's very interesting that fish will actually play with the ball, and their lifespans are very long. They live 10 to 20 years. So for a fish, that's a very long lifespan. So if you do consider getting an Oscar fish as a pet, you have to realize that they live quite a while. And you also have to realize that they have water requirements and they cost money and stuff like that. And I would not recommend these fish for a beginner. If you've had experience with other fish for a long time, I mean, go for it. I would recommend an Oscar fish for people that have had experience because of this. And also, they can get sick, and they're very known to getting a hole in the head, which can kill a fish if you don't understand what's going on with that fish at all. But overall, I have learned from owning a fish or owning an Oscar fish that it's really changed my perspective of the intelligence and personality that a fish can have. So they're really cool. Thank you.